Hi, this is Grant Needham.
And this is Jake Moffett, and this is our research project in Electrical Circuits 1 over Bluetooth audio.
Today we're going to start off with a brief explanation to what Bluetooth is. Bluetooth is a technology that is able to share media wirelessly. Bluetooth is everywhere. It constantly impacts all of our lives if we knew it or not. Bluetooth has found a way to make aux cords, CDs, emails, and even text message seem like something of the past. Bluetooth technology is constantly improving. New technologies and electronic devices are constantly being released to the public with updated Bluetooth technology. Bluetooth is unique in its own, the fact that it is a wireless connection technology, and it contains unique electrical circuitry to match that. Bluetooth has introduced AirDrop, Bluetooth hands-free car audio, and wireless earphones, and much more. It's safe to say, without Bluetooth, the world would be much different. Next, we're going to talk about the integrated circuit. The first thing that we need to understand is that Bluetooth circuits are integrated circuits. An integrated circuit means that the circuit contains transistors, resistors, capacitors, etc. But the circuit is diffused into a semiconductor material. An example of one of these materials is silicone.
So, you heard Grant talk a little bit about what Bluetooth is, but this is how Bluetooth signals work, at least how it may relate to our phones and our earphones and our everyday Bluetooth devices. So, in order to operate with no interference from outside devices being outside of your desired Bluetooth connection between, let's say, your phone and your AirPods, the limit for this frequency range between these two devices or in the Bluetooth circuit would be 2.4 gigahertz, just to, like I said, make sure that there's no interference from outside devices. And the last thing to note is that Bluetooth circuits do contain an antenna and two inductors to make sure that antenna's impedance is not fluctuating too much. So I don't want to spend too much time on this slide, but here's a model of what a Bluetooth transmitter might look like. Of course, you're going to need a Bluetooth transmitter to transmit that signal from your computer to your controller or your phone to your earphones, whatever it may be. And here is a diagram of that for you to look at. So now we actually get to talk about the circuit, the Bluetooth circuit, the components, what's in it. You can see an example to the right here as I talk about this, but there's a battery that has to prevent things like overcharge, overdischarge, and overcurrent, any fluctuation in those areas, things you don't want happening to your Bluetooth circuit. Usually there are two amplifiers in Bluetooth circuits, not always. Commonly used op amp in a circuit is the 4558 op amp, and usually you always have an audio amplifier. And leading into the next point, the amount of output supported is determined by the audio amplifier's capabilities. So yes, however many outputs you'll have, going to different speakers or going to two speakers at one time, that'll be determined by what your audio amplifier can do and how many of those you have maybe. Here are some other materials you might need to construct a Bluetooth circuit, at least one like we're talking about. You might need a microcontroller, an oscillator, a certain type of crystal, some power pins, tunable load capacitors, low energy power supply capacitors, and also a Bluetooth head start. And also, just for safety control, some things, not safety necessarily, but quality control as well. Some things you might need to check for temperature and humidity might be a magnetometer, an accelerometer, or maybe a gyroscope. And you can see a magnetometer to the right here.
There are a few rules to take into consideration when creating a Bluetooth circuit. The first rule is that wires cannot cross the Bluetooth head start. If you were to cross the Bluetooth head start, this would make the Bluetooth range much smaller. Next, the circuit should not be located near a transmitter. Locating the circuit next to a transmitter would cause interruptions in transmitting the audio. Lastly, the size of the Bluetooth circuit will depend on the amount of layers it has. Most Bluetooth circuits have 2 or more layered circuits.
And lastly, here are our sources. Thank you guys so much for watching.